Hi, my name is Lisa Galloway. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. This is Beauty from Inside and Out, where I talk a little bit about makeup and skincare. And today's topic is summer is upon us. We want to look put together, but we don't want to go through all the effort, right? Just a little made up. I've got 3 solid makeup applications that you can use for some ideas for those gatherings, barbecues and outings, and you don't want to feel like you're melting under the heat. Keep watching. I think you'll like a few of these points.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
So let's talk about the first one. Let me put my hair back here. I actually have 5. But for the sake of time, because I don't want this video to be like extremely long, clearly, I'm going to show you 3. But I will mention 2 other that will be maybe one that you can try on your own without me kind of putting on the whole makeup. But let's start with the first one, which I think is probably like maybe really simple. 1, 2, 3, and kind of like you're out the door, but you'll be put together. The thing right now that I am seeing a lot, not even in just summer, kind of all year long, but I believe that summer probably would work even best because it's a one kind of done as far as your foundation, which is like a skin tint, right? This is a moisturizing SPF skin tint. Now, it doesn't take the SPF out of your normal SPF. I already do have one on, but it gives you like that extra SPF protection, right? But I think this is so solid to kind of just put all over your face. Because it's a tint, it will give you a little bit of coverage, clearly, and you have kind of like that foundation, right? So I take that on the back of my hand and I'm using this brush from Celesty. So this particular one is from Celesty. It's called Nude Look. I love it a lot. But if you've been kind of like, if you're me and you love your makeup and just kind of what's out, you'll see that really this is everywhere right now. So many different lines are like jumping on board as far as introducing a skin tint. So you can shop around if you're seeing this video and you want to go ahead and try the Nude Look. It does come in 3 different shades. So this one that I have is one of the darkest shades, which would be for like someone clearly my skin tone or just a smidge darker. If you're lighter skin tone than me, then there's 2 shades that are a little lighter that you can try. So again, I am really, I'm liking just like, again, right, this just one and done, and you can immediately then go into like your next, product. So totally, I think worth any time of year. But then look at how it gives you like a pretty glow. It keeps your skin nice and hydrated, even if we're summer, and depending on clearly like where you are in your climate. I personally don't mind it. I am in a humid climate, so I will maybe take a little bit of powder and just take some of my more shinier areas and kind of pat it down. But for the most part, this really does work. You can add more if you want a little bit more coverage, but you can already see how, it gives you light, I think, to medium coverage depending on how you build it. Okay, so this would be the first step in my first look. So getting a tinted SPF moisturizer is the thing right now. Okay, got that on. I did put a little on my brows, on my lids, my eyelids. Okay, the next thing after you kind of go ahead and get that first step on would be your brows. I think that there are a few things that you can try going like the minimal, less makeup approach in the summer months when you have like a certain things that are your key things: your brows, your lashes, and a little bit of lip wear. I think that when you kind of get that covered, you're kind of good to go. So my suggestion is to get a brow gel. In my case, I am loving so much this brow mascara. Again, this one is from Celesty, but look at how immediately, once you kind of like shape in, and if you have like sparse lashes, now I do have to say, if you don't have any lashes, I said lashes, brows. If you hardly have any brows, if you were from the era that you plucked away and have very little to work with, then drawing in your brows may be the way to go. But if you have some hair and you have some areas that are very sparse, oh my gosh, getting yourself a brow gel, I was going to say lashes again, a brow gel, or like this, oh my gosh, a mascara for your brows is really the way to go. Now, it looks very bold because I don't have anything else on my face, but it frames the face out. So a gel, a mascara to get those brows kind of, in check is the way to go. So the last thing, and this is why this is so quick, right? You've got your coverage for your face, a little bit of that taking care of your brows. And then the next thing I'm going to add is a pretty color to my cheeks, because that immediately will give me a little bit of a flush. Now, I'm going to use this one here. It is a liquid blush. I'm going to just tap a little bit here in the back of my hand. And what's really neat about this particular blush is that it's infused with skincare. So why not try to give your skin the nourishment that it needs while you're putting a little bit of color on your face. I will go ahead and write in below in the descriptions what this is infused with. It is so good. And look at the color that it gives. This one here is called Desert. There are 5 other shades that you can go ahead and choose from, but it is beautiful. So immediately, this is how quickly, right, you can be put together in one very quick look to your face, where you feel like you have a little coverage, you have a little color, and then also your brows are in checked, right? Okay, 1 done. The next one, let me go ahead and add to this, or let me remove. For the sake of time, I've added some mascara for this next look, and I took off the blush that I put on for the first look. So bare-faced again with just the mascara. Okay, this one, it's going to be more like a bold lip and the bare-faced with the mascara. Again, have something kind of be like that focal point, whether it's the lip, but then having everything kind of like cohesively coming together. So I've chosen this really pretty, it looks orange, but it's gonna look fabulous on the lips. So bold color, maybe keep it softer, not necessarily a red, right? We like reds for evening looks, but let me line my lips. Okay, spit that up for time's sake as well. And let's add this gorgeous lip. You can use your finger or use a brush, whichever you like, to get that on. Let's try this out and see how it's going to look. Darken it up. Again, very bold but light. Does not look as intense, but it gives you a very significant look to your lips as well as your eyes. So this one, bold lip, barefaced. Get yourself your shade of bold color, whether it is a fuchsia, a coral, something that has like an orangey red, but not necessarily red color, I think would look beautiful. Okay, so that's the third one. Let's do the last one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove again the lip. And let me pat this down a little bit with a powder. So let me do that and just and that'll pick up the color a little better with my lips dry down with the powder. So this particular look is somewhat all over. Now you can go ahead and keep your lashes on. I think that that helps, you know, just kind of keeping yourself put together, but it'll be more like a monochrome peachy look all over. So you have clearly like whatever base for your foundation, right? You can do a primer, you can do a tint skin, but then it's all about kind of just keeping all of this peachy kind of tone look to your face all over that will just give you a sun-kissed, in my opinion, kind of look for the summer. So I'm taking this color, and this one, let me show you how this looks like clearly across on my skin. So each color is just going to determine clearly on your skin tone. But this one, to me, I can wear this shade all over. If you're needing a little help with maybe like what shade would be your preference, would kind of go with like your undertone or maybe like just your skin tone in general, like just let me know. Leave a comment below and let me know. You can even put a little here on the lid. And again, it's just only about getting a little bit of that color everywhere. You're not having to whip out another shadow, another kind of makeup product. No, everything right here in one shade to keep it monochromatic, but giving you a pretty just flush look about your skin that's matching the environment outside, with it being summer. Very light-handed, very light-handed. And you can go deeper in this color however you like. If you want to add more color to your lid, you can do that. Or hold it back some. And the same goes for your lips. It's such a pretty color. This one is a cream. But look Look how pretty that is. It is just simply gorgeous. And you can add also a setting spray. When you do any one of these looks, but look how pretty. So, so pretty. I can add also a little bit of a gloss. Monochromatic summer look. Gorgeous. Just simply gorgeous. Let me add a little bit of that setting spray. I love this one by Seint. It's called Plush Preps Mist, and it is so good for those days where you want a little bit of a cool off. Oh, it smells amazing. Goes on nice mister, and it'll set everything down. And again, you can take like some of these areas where you feel like maybe you've got a little bit more shine and take a setting kind of very finely milled powder and just pat those particular areas down and keep like this areas that are wanting more of a pretty glow to it, like usually like your cheeks, and you're good to go. So the other two that I will go ahead and give you specific products down below that I am not going to go ahead and clearly do, but I thought I'd mention it. One is a Glow and Go. I think that one was a lot of fun too. So you can take like a really nice illuminating primer and then just hit those spots with a highlighter on some of those areas that you want that glow. Beautiful. And the other one is called a Bronze and Brow. Yeah, just make sure your brows are done. Take a little bit of a bronzer and just splash that across your cheek, around the areas of your face, your forehead, your jawline. Just have some fun with just some of that bronzy look, but keep it simple. Bronze and brow. And I'll let you know also what I suggest to kind of get that look going down below in the descriptions. But if you're finding this a little helpful for some ideas for your makeup applications and you're thinking of trying one of these, which one would you think you'd like to try? From the ones that I demonstrated today. Like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you back next week. Bye.